Now we're going to learn about the business partner in S4HANA system. In this video, we just talk about the overview or the introduction of the business partner, and in the next video later on, we'll talk in depth, including the customizing. So the topics we'll be covering in this lecture, they are the ECC customer master model and ECC vendor master model, and then we'll compare it with the S4HANA business partner model and we'll see the differences. Then we'll also talk about the S4HANA business partner approach, business partner advantages, and business partner simplification in S4HANA. Now before we start, let us see the ECC customer master model that we use. As you know that in ECC, when we create a customer, we have basically three types of data. One is the general data, then we have the company code data and the sales data. So keep that picture in your mind. So what happens is the general data is always common, and we then create the sales area data for a sales area. For example, sales area can be 1000, 10 and 10, and for a company code, for example, say 1000. And then if we want to extend the data to another sales area, what we do is we just extend the data to another sales area. For example, 1200, 10 and 10, that's a sales area, and we can also extend the data to another company code, for example, say 1200. But in this case, what happens is we can keep extending the sales area data for the other sales area, or we can keep extending the company code data for the other company codes. But what happens is the general data remains common always. It never changes because that's a common data. For example, the address of the company, the name of the company, phone number, email address, fax number, and all that. So this general data never changes, and that will be common for all the sales area and for all the company codes. Now same thing in ECC vendor. So in ECC vendor, what we do is we have again three types of data: general data, company code data, and here we have the purchasing specific data. And same thing, we have the general data which is common, and what we do is we maintain it, we extend it for a purchasing organization, for example 1000, and we extend it for a company code, say 1000. We can again keep it extending. For example, we can extend it further for another purchasing org, can be say 1100, and we can extend it to another company code, for example 1100. But in all these cases, this general data will remain the common for all the purchasing organization and for all the company code. So general data remains the same. Again, this will keep the address, phone number, email address, and all that for the vendor master data. So this is the existing data that we have seen so far in ECC. Now we'll discuss the S4HANA business partner model. Now this is one concept is similar here. What happens is, what they have changed is they have created a thing called general role. So now we call it role. So role is a general role which is common for all the other roles. What that means is, when we create a customer, first of all we need to create a general role which is a business partner, which we call business partner. So first we'll create a general role, and then we can add another role for the customer company code. And if the same customer can also be a vendor as well in some cases. If that's the case, then you can also extend the same business partner to another vendor company code. And then we have customer sales area, and that role name here is role FLCU01, that I'll discuss in more detail in the next video. And then we can extend it to another role. So here what we're doing is we have the common general role, but we can keep adding customer company code or the customer sales area. Same thing if you're creating it for a vendor, or if the same customer is also a vendor, then we can extend it for a vendor company code, for example this one FLVN00, and we can also extend the purchasing data for the vendor, which is the another role FLVN01. So once I show you in the next video, I'll show you how to create and maintain it. Then you will have a better understanding. This is just an overview. So this is how we maintain it. So the point to be keep in mind is that the general data or the general role is common for all the customers or all the business partners. So this will remain the common, and we can keep on extending the same business partner to different customer sales area, for example, or company code, or the vendor purchasing organization as well. So we'll talk in more detail later on. But for now, I'm going to show you in GUI this one, how it works in GUI. So basically there is only one transaction, BP. BP stands for business partner. And if I press enter, and you can see this transaction here as BP. Now in ECC, we used to have so many transactions. For example, in the case of customer, we used to have XD01, XD02, XD03, VD01, VD02, VD03. Again, there are some XD05, XD06, VD05, VD06. Same thing for vendor. We got XK01, XK02, XK03, MK01, stuff like that. Now so we used to have different transaction for creating, different one for maintaining, changing, different one for displaying, right? But in S4HANA, as a part of simplification, there's only one transaction called BP. The same transaction will be used to create the customer, vendor, to create it, change it, displays, everything will be done in only one transaction, which is BP. So here I've already created one business partner before. So let me show you this one first. And in the next video, I'll show you how we can create a new business partner. So let me select this one first. Here we go. So here you can see the business partner number is 310 and the company name is Westmore. Okay, so don't worry about all the different tabs. We'll talk, as I said, we'll talk in more details in the later videos. So here you can see that here, if I scroll down here, you can see there's a company name. If I scroll down here, you can see the company address, and then you can also see the phone numbers, etc. here. For example, I can enter phone number, say 023456 and something like that, and I can save it. So there's the general data, which is the common for all the vendor and the customer. And here, if I see this, if you see this drop down, if I open this drop down, you can see there are different roles available. Any role which is saying that defined, that means we already maintained it. For example, if I go to F series, so this is the FI vendor, FI customer, FI, another one, FLCU01, then FLVN00, FLVN01. You can see defined. These are already created. Or you can click on, I can get rid of this screen. I can click on this icon, this little icon, role detail. When you click on it, it will show you all the roles that are maintained for this business partner. For example, here you can see this role is created. This role is basically for the sales area for the customer. The second role, which is FI customer, this one, this is basically for the company code of the customer. FI vendor is for the company code of the vendor, and this one is for the basically for the purchasing org for the business partner. So here, if I select, say for example, if I go to F series, if I press F, here we are. So if I go to say this one, FLCU00, you can see the screen will change. And here, if I go to the company code, now it's showing me company code. Before that, it wasn't there. If I click on the company code, here now it's showing you that business partner number is 310 here, but the customer code for the same is 900 and the vendor code is 855. Now, in this case, the customer number, the vendor number, and BP number are different. But I'll show you in the customizing video later on that how we can maintain the same number for all three. Or if you want to maintain same number for say customer and vendor and a different one for business partner, then we can also do that. So, but it's recommended to keep the same number for the business partner, for the customer and the vendor. For example, if saying 310 here, so they should also be saying 310 for customer number, and vendor number should also be 310. Okay, we'll talk about in the later videos. So here you can see the company code data for customer and vendor. Same thing. If I now jump to say that's a FI customer, if I go to the next one, say FLCU01, here now it's showing you, instead of company code, it's showing the sales and distribution. If I click on it, it's showing you the sales area data. So that's a sales area, this sales auction 1000, 10 and 10, distribution channel and division. So that's a sales area data. And same if I jump to FI vendor, now it will show me the if I go to the company code, it will show me the vendor company code data. And same thing if I go to the last one, which is the supplier or vendor, and now it's showing me the purchasing tab here. If I click on it, it's showing me here the purchasing org data, which is maintained for ZZMM. So that's how you can display a business partner. Now, as I said, we'll talk more about it in the next video, but let me quickly show you on the Fury Launchpad as well. So here we have basically you can find three different apps. One app is called BP, Business Partner. Another app is called Customer Master Maintenance. Another app is calling Supplier Maintenance or Supplier Creation or Supplier Change, something like that, right? All these apps look different, but when you open them, they show you the same screen. They all show you the BP screen basically. So let me show you. For example, if I here search for, if under applications, if I select the drop down here as apps, and here if I search for business partner, if I search it, and let me open one more screen here in the meantime. Just searching for it, shouldn't take that long depending on the configuration of the server. So here you can also search here for the say customer master, okay, or supplier master, or I know where there's another app, I've seen it. So if I go through this, and here you can see that's the one, customer. And if I click on the customer master, here we have another app. One is for customer master, one is for supplier master. Either you open customer master, either you open supplier master, or in here, either you open business partner app. They all will show the same screen. Okay, so let me this one, if I open the manage business partner master data, if I open it, and here I'll open say supplier master. I just want to show you that they look different. So here this is the one that we seen just now. So this, if I open the general screen, general role, and the customer name is basically Westmore Private Limited. So that's what I want to. So you can see the customer name here as well. So let me show you that here. So if I search, so this is a supplier, you can see this is the supplier master, and here this is the business partner one. So you can see that they look different, similar. Even if you open the customer one, they're still same. So here if I search for it, say Westmore, if I just search from Westmore, it will open that customer. Press enter, and same thing I'll do here. I'll search for Westmore supplier. Again, supplier will come here if that role is extended to the supplier. So here you can see Westmore, I can open it, and here also the first screen, the same screen you can see. So you can see they're both opening the same screen. So here I have this screen. So here you can see the company and company address and all that. If I scroll down, you can see the roles. These are the roles maintained. If I scroll down, you can see the address. You can notice that as soon as I scroll down, it will go through these tabs. So at the moment it's on the tab role. Either I can click on address, it will straight away jump to the address. standard address. Or if I scroll down, it will then jump to the next one, which is the bank account. Here is the bank account. You can see on the top, the cursor will move next. See, this one is, you can see this one is now blue because the cursor is on this one. If I again go to the next one, which is a payment card. So as soon as I reach payment card, you can see it will show you the blue line under the payment card. So same thing, either you can scroll down or you can jump, you can click on it, it will straight away jump to that one. So you can see the same data on here. So whether, as I said, you see on the business partner application or you can see on the supplier application, the data will look similar, but there's one difference, is that here it will show you some purchasing the supplier specific data, for example the purchasing or data. So here basically it's showing you the normal data under the BP. However, the supplier, here you will see some extra tabs. That's the main difference. And if you open the customer one, you will see the sales area specific data. So here you can see the address, basic data, rows are same screen, they are same screen pretty much, only a couple of extra tabs you can see here. So if I jump to the purchasing organization, you can see the purchasing organization here. Just trying to refresh the data. So again, we'll talk more about it in the next videos. So you can see the purchasing organization is this one. I can click on it, click on this one, and I can jump to the purchasing organization detailed data. So that's the purchasing organization detailed data. All right. So that's how the BP function works. Now let's see some theory behind the business partner approach. Now BP business partner or the BP transaction is not a new concept in S4HANA. It's been in use from a while in modules like CRM, SRM, MDG, FSCM, which is a part of ECC module. Now I'm not sure if you have noticed or not, but this BP transaction, same screen, is also available in your ECC system. So if you've never tried this before, just try to open the BP transaction in your existing ECC system. You will notice the same screen. In S4HANA, maintaining business partner is mandatory now, and it replaces the customer and vendor maintenance. Now before, in ECC, the BP maintenance was not mandatory, and we used to maintain the vendors and customers separately. But now in S4HANA, we only need to maintain is a BP. BP approach makes master data maintenance easier and achieves harmonization among the various business functions of a company. Now we'll discuss about the business partner advantages. Why shall we using BP over the traditional customer and vendor master data maintenance? So maintaining BP has the following advantages as compared to the ECC customer vendor maintenance. So first one is the general data shared across different roles. You don't need to maintain the same data again and again. For example, in ECC, if you have the same customer is also your vendor, you need to maintain separately, and the same general data you need to maintain twice. But here, the general data will be shared. You don't need to maintain it twice. One BP can perform different roles like customer and supplier. Integration and harmonization with different SAP products like CRM and SRM will work. Simplified master data maintenance via single transaction BP. So all those bunch of transactions are gone, and there is now only one transaction called BP. Multiple relationship to the same business partner can be maintained. So we'll talk about the relationship later on. For example, we can maintain different relationship, like for this business partner, this another business partner is a shareholder, or this is a contact person of that business partner, or this is the invoicing party of the business partner. So we'll talk in detail in the other videos later on about relationship. And another thing is that time dependency at different levels. For example, role, address, relationship, bank data can be maintained. For example, you can maintain, you're maintaining a shipping address, right? And shipping address can be a time specific. For example, you maintained a shipping address, and that shipping address is only valid for the end of this year. So you can put expiry date, and even later on, even after the something after the expiry date, you can come back anytime and you can see what were the addresses used in the past. And same thing goes for relationship, bank data, roles. So we can have maintain relationship that can be time dependent. Okay, so for example, we can see that who was a there can be a relationship called who was a managing director say 4 years back, and then who is the managing director say right now, right? So it can be a time dependent. So we can create any object time dependent, and we can change the time dependency. We can put like a expiry date for each of the address, relationship, etc., roles, and even the bank specific data. So we'll talk about it once we reach to the relationship video later on. Now we'll discuss about the business partner simplification. So all these ECC transactions that you can see, like FD01, FD02, FD03, FK01, and blah blah blah, all these, so they are basically now replaced to BP transaction. That means if you try to run any of these transactions in S4HANA system, system will be showing you the BP transaction even if you try to run this transaction. So system will be diverting you to the BP transaction. I'll show you that in a minute. And these transactions at the bottom that you can see, these are the obsoleted transactions. These FD06, FK06, V plus 21, V plus 22, V plus 23. So these are obsoleted. So these are not in use anymore. Even if you try to open them, you can't see that. Okay, let me show you this one. So if I go to the system, say I want to open, I'll open XK01, and here I'll say let me see the number of my BP. Okay, so BP number is, sorry, go to that one, company code. So BP number is 900 and customer number, customer number is 900 and vendor number is 855. So if I try to open, say /n, if I open, or /o, say XK01, and I try to open the vendor 855. If I open XK01, it's trying to create, it's showing you that what you want to create, person, organization, or group. If I say organization, which is a create transaction, it will then open BP again. See, you can see this opening BP. Or if I try to open, say XK02, which is to change a vendor, so here it will show you the same screen like you used to see in ECC, but when you enter the vendor number or company code and all that, and if I press enter, it will show you the BP transaction. It's saying it's blocked. Let me open XK03, or let me change this one to the display mode. This is a button you can use to swap between change and display. Okay, now this is in the display. So yeah, if I go to the XK02 again, so that's your XK02. Now if I try to press enter, it will be now showing you the BP transaction. It's not created for, let me remove it, company code ZZMM, press enter. See, you can see it now diverted the screen to BP transaction. Same thing if I try to open a say customer, say if I open VD02, again you can see the customer ECC customer screen, but when I enter the data, say customer number 900, and when I say okay continue, it will again show you the BP transaction. So all these transactions are diverted to BP, and some transactions are like the one I have shown you, they are obsoleted, like V plus 21. If I try to run V plus 21, which is to create a prospective customer, at the bottom you can see there's a message. The message saying transaction V plus 21 cannot be executed. Refer to this SAP note number 2476734. So these transactions are permanently gone. So these transactions are permanently gone. So that's all about the introduction. In the next video, I'm going to show you how you can create, maintain the business partners. So just a recap. So now we learn about the ECC customer model, and we also seen the ECC vendor master model, and then we compared that with the S4HANA business partner model, and we have seen the business partner approach and advantages for the business partner, and we also discussed about the simplification of the business partner, where many of the transactions are obsoleted and all other transactions are diverted to the BP transaction. So that's all about this. So we'll catch up in the next video. Thank you very much.